So, you know, we have the Republicans own the state. The Democrats own Washington. They've got the executive and both houses of the legislature here. We've got the executive, both houses of the legislature, and we still can't get the job done. It just won't get there. The fight, the vicar, the wring their hands. They refuse to look at any fiscal responsibility. We've got to reduce spending. The house is on fire. We've got to do something with it. It's a lack of leadership, and I've been providing that in business for 35 years. I'm the only person in this race who's ever held an executive position and signed the front side of a paycheck. The only one. You look at the other folks out there, they're all administrators, legislators, that sort of thing. So what I bring is a new perspective to governing that we don't have, we haven't seen in Arizona in 20 years. I don't have any debts, I have no political debts, I don't owe anybody anything, nobody owes me anything. So we've got a clean slate. Now, how do we fix this? There is, everybody's got a plan. You know, I've seen 7-point plan, 5-point plan, 3-point plan, a point plan, a no-point plan. I got a 1-point plan. Cut spending, fiscal discipline. That's how we do it. What we're doing here, we're buying luxuries that we can no longer afford. You know, back when we were flush with revenue, their sales were up, revenues were up, the legislature and had more money to spend, and they knew how to spend it. And so we signed on for a lot of luxuries. And we just can't afford those anymore. You know, we've got to go back to the folks, we've got to say, look, this is all we've got. We signed up for all this spending, and now we don't have the revenue. Maybe we got to put a referendum on the ballot. There's a lot of different ways to looking at it, but we've got to do something. Everything's got to be on the table. We can't keep kicking the can down the road. We keep kicking the can down the road. What we're going to have to do is find out from accountants, when is the last day we're going to have in Arizona? Because if we keep going, it's going to be over. I think California has their end date, so you know we don't want to take a page out of their book. Now, here's a novel idea that will help keep me honest and keep the rest of everybody else, the legislature, honest. Right now, there are 23 states out of 50, not quite half, including some of the biggest states with the biggest budgets like Texas, Missouri, Alaska, that put their budget on the web. Everything. All the revenue and all the expenditures go on the web. And everybody knows where everything is going. I wonder if there is a reason that we don't know that here in Arizona. This information ought to be available to everybody. Now, in my administration, that's going to happen. Rick Perry in Texas did it by executive order. He just signed the order in 90 days. You click on the website, there it was. And we need to get this done. There's some proposal right now in front of the legislature. I don't know exactly what it is, to put the checks online. What you do? Which checks? You see, there's more than just the $10 billion or $6 billion than what you hear about. So we need to put all that stuff online. Some other things that we need to do is we need to, like Bobby General in Louisiana. Louisiana just had their bond rating, their credit rating increased because they're addressing the fiscal issue. We just had ours decreased because we're not addressing those issues. And when we go to borrow money now, when your bond rating is decreased, your interest rate goes up. Well, then we get to a point where they're not going to loan us any money at all. So here's something we need to think about. We talk about a $4 billion deficit, and we talk about a $6 billion in revenues to the general fund. Wait a minute, that's not the whole picture. That's not the whole picture. our budget is really $30 billion, almost $30 billion. There's $20 billion, two-thirds of it, that I query the legislators on. And I say, what about this other $20 billion? Oh, we don't know anything about that, we never see that. That's all kept within the executive office and they spend it, we don't know anything about it. Well, wait a minute. You know, some of that money is money that comes back to us from the feds, and some of it is gas tax, but it doesn't ever get in the general fund. So maybe, just maybe, if we look at this, we say, well, we got $6 billion, and we get $20 billion, that's $26 billion, and we're $4 billion over, the percentage is not as bad as what we thought it was. But nobody gets to look. Nobody gets to look at that other $20 billion. Why not? It ought to be on the web. We ought to all know where that is. And, you know, there's a lot of accountants, there's a lot of smart people around that can look at some of that, and they can come in and knock on my door and say, hey, look, I found this, let's look at this. Maybe there's a way here we can privatize, we can consolidate, we can streamline to get some of this stuff done. You got to think outside the box. I've been doing it for 35 years. We got to quit playing games with the money and get honest with the folks. It's your money. It's not their money. It's not my money. It's your money. It's your money. I know how to spend my money. I've been doing it for years. You know, I take lessons from my wife. I know how to spend it. But I don't know how to spend somebody else's money. So this is going to be something that we can all learn together. But I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being kept in the dark over this stuff. I'm tired of being held hostage. I'm tired of being told that, you know, if you don't spend this money, then you're not going to get that money. It's time we took control of our money. It's our money. It's not their money. It's time we took control of that stuff and told some folks, sorry, I can't buy you that. I don't have any money. And they say, well, you have to. It's the law. Let's test it. Let's see. They told me I couldn't have a license for a paging company. We tested it. We had the law changed. We did it. We can do these things. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. We just got to take the bull by the horns, assign some priorities, and manage our own money, manage our destiny. And, you know, if some folks don't like it, well, I welcome the debate. Let's talk about it. Then we need jobs. Jobs, jobs, jobs. Like the realtors tell me, location, location, location. Job, 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 jobs, job. That's what we need to get the economy moving again, is we need to get Arizona back to work. Now, I'm a businessman. I'm not a politician. I know what it takes to create jobs. I've created thousands of jobs. I've put thousands of people to work all across the southeastern part of America. What we need initially is we need a favorable tax climate. We've got to do something with the taxes on businesses. You know, businesses are flying out of California. You go down there and watch the highway coming out of California, and they're just flying out of there. But where are they going? They're going to Texas and they're going to Nevada. In our southwest region, those are our two biggest competitors to bring jobs to Arizona. Interesting statistic. Last year, there weren't a whole lot of jobs created, but last year, in '09, of all the jobs created in America, 80% of them were created in Texas. Now those folks are doing something right over there.